Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Honza's Collection, and today I would like to show you unboxing, but actually it's a little bit fake one, because to be honest with you, I don't have boxes for these guys. I just bought them recently on Facebook and they were without boxes, because these figures, we can call them already the retro ones, um, and the previous owner didn't have the boxes anymore, so I will not be able to show you the boxes itself, but trust me, there is nothing really special about them, to be honest with you. So what we're gonna do is that we are going to take a closer look to the 3 Home Alone figures, which has been developed by Neca, and they has been released somewhere around 2015. So before we will take a closer look to these 3 guys, let me start with the accessories. So I will just jump on them first and then we will get back to these guys. Alright, so here we have all the accessories that comes with Home Alone figures. Obviously you can bought all of them separately, but I'm sure that if you are a Home Alone die-hard fan as much as me, you definitely want all 3 of them, because it really just wouldn't make much sense to buy just one figure. That's why we are talking about all 3 of them at once. So let me start, for example, with Marv. So here we have, first of all, this little box for the accessories. Then we have this secondary head sculpt, and you can see that it is the head which has been already burned by the iron in the movie. So it doesn't really look bad. It could be better, definitely, but as we will say probably a couple of times in this video, these figures are made by Neca and they are doing cheaper figures. It's not Hot Toys as the brand which we are usually showing here on this channel. It's not even Diamond Select. It's Neca, and the Neca's quality is definitely worse, but also they have definitely a lower price for these pieces. So you can see the likeness if you want to, with the actor Daniel Stern, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so let's just start with that. Then we have this little crowbar, and as you would probably expect, it's not metal, unfortunately. It's just a pure plastic piece, so it's not really heavy. But yeah, you definitely want Marv with this in his hand. And then the last accessory here is the little snowflake sort of piece. Because if you remember from the movie, they are called the wet bandits. So they are stealing all these little pieces from the apartments, and they are also letting the water to run and pretty much destroy the houses. So that's all accessories that comes with Marv. Then we have some accessories for Harry. So as you can see, here is also small bag for the accessories. Nothing special about this one. Then we have pretty much the same crowbar that has come with Marv. So yeah, it just looks very simple. Nothing really special about this one. But what I do like is this small piece. So if you remember from the movie, Harry was just looking through this, and he was like amazed by all the fancy and beautiful colors which went inside. So I could imagine that the details on this piece could be slightly better, but you know, as I said, it's very cheap figure, so I think in this case we should be just happy to have at least something beautiful as this one. And the last piece that comes with Harry is another head sculpt of Joe Pesci. That's after he has been has gone through some stuff. So he has some feathers here. You can see that the flamethrower already burned his head. And I really like the details. This piece is really beautiful, and I believe you can definitely see the likeness here. Maybe if you will come closer, you will also see the golden tooth in his mouth. Yeah, so really not bad at all. All right. So that's Harry, and the last one is obviously Mr. Kevin Mccallister. So let's start with this beautiful pizza box. There is actually nothing really inside, so it's just the box itself with this message, "No fiddling around." But yeah, that's something that I definitely like. The pizza played a huge part in the movie, so I really appreciate that Neca has decided to add this small accessory. Then we have here 2 extra hands, so that he can hold the gun. Yeah, very, very simple, with pretty much no details, to be honest. And then we have here the gun itself. I really like this one. It's really great that they have decided to include this into the box, because yeah, it also had played a huge part in the movie. You can remove this part if you want and put this on Kevin, as I will show you in just a few seconds. So yeah, it's a plastic piece. Pretty much everything here is plastic. Only the clothes are different. And then we have also this little rope. So here I was wondering like what this piece is for, but then I realized that you can actually do 2 things with this one. So first of all, you can use it as a rope, which helped Kevin to throw cans on Harry and Marv on the stairs, but most likely it would be better to also use this as a piece which helped Kevin to get to his tree house. So you have this little piece, and then you have this one. And I have to admit that I needed to Google this one first, because I thought, yeah, it's probably from his bicycle, but why would they add only this piece? But later on I realized that it's actually not for the bike, but it's for him to wear this part like this and get to the tree house just like he did in the movie. So it's really beautiful piece, and it might be interesting to try it somewhere in the room to see if he can actually hold this one with this 2 extra hands. I think it could be possible, but I just don't have the right place for it here. And then the last piece is Kevin's secondary head sculpt. Of course, it is definitely the I would say the most iconic face in the movie, but unfortunately, the likeness is really pretty much nowhere. It's just seem a little bit cartoony, and like he has no lips at all. He just have this big hole in his mouth with few teeth there. But yeah, I don't really like this head sculpt, to be honest. But yeah, we just have to play with what we have and be happy for even the fact that we can have here the Home Alone figures, because I think that's the main deal here. Alright, so that's all the accessories, and let's take a closer look at the figures itself. Alright, and here we have Joe Pesci, aka Harry himself, with all his beauty. And I have to say, the first impression is it is definitely Harry. You can see the likeness on him, and also together with Marv and Kevin, you will have no doubts whatsoever. But there are few things which I admire and few things which I don't really like that much. Well, first of all three figures are 1/12 scale, which is something that I usually do not collect at all. It's just too tiny for me, and there is not enough place and potential for some extra details. So that's why I'm not collecting these guys, but Home Alone is just very close to my heart, so I just went for this one with the fact that I do need them. Doesn't really matter how much they will look or how I will feel about this, it's just something that I wanted. And what I do like about this figure is that even though it's pretty tiny, then all the clothes here are not plastic. The only plastic part is his head here, but everything else is just pure leather. There is no button here, as you would probably expect, so you can see how he looks on the inside. There is also no wire, so you don't really have much options how to display him. You just have to go with the flow. And yeah, to me, like, I'm not really sure about his proportions, because I think that the coat is maybe too big, and he's probably a little bit shorter than he should be, although Joe Pesci is a smaller dude. But yeah, there are some cons and pros here. And also, when it comes to the moving pieces, you don't really have a lot of things you can do. Now, I think that's pretty much the highest place where I can put the hand. And as you can see, like, the moving with his elbow could be a little bit dangerous, because I'm trying to move it somehow, but it's not really possible. So you just have to count with the fact that you don't really want to play with this guy too much. You will be just happy that he stands on himself without no extra stand for this guy, and you can put some small accessory to his hands, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's Harry. Then let's take a closer look at Marv, and it's pretty similar. I do appreciate the likeness, although his face looks a bit goofy in my honest opinion, but the likeness with the actor is definitely there, and if you are trying at least a little bit, you will find it there as well. Then when it comes to the clothes themselves, it's pretty much the same. So also here the coat, I believe, is slightly bigger than it should be, and these like pouches and like these are also bigger ones than what I remember from the movie. Yeah, moving with his hand is slightly better, but we have only one bend here, not two, so this is as far as I can go with his hand. And when it comes to the legs, you can do something like this. You also have only one bend here, and you can see that's not really pretty. Take a closer look. That's how they played with all of us with his socks. So yeah, you definitely want to have pants there. And because it is impossible for him to stand on only one leg, you just, as the same with Harry, you just have to be happy that he stands. Oh shit, he doesn't. Yeah, so normally he stands on himself, just like he is. All right, so let's take a closer look on the last guy, and that's Kevin. And I think that from these three figures, the likeness with the actor here is definitely worst here, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if you would have seen Kevin Mccallister in it if you would be looking only on Kevin, not with the wet bandits behind him. So you can ask yourself this question, because the likeness, I don't see that, unfortunately. It's just like with his clothes and with the fact that he has all these accessories and wet bandits around him. Then you realized, oh yeah, it's Kevin. But I'm not sure how Macaulay Culkin would be pleased with this figure. But yeah, we still have to be thankful for Neca for even doing these three dudes, because I'm not aware of any other company which would have come on the market with the Home Alone figures from the movie, which is so old. So yeah, we just have to be grateful for the fact that they even exist. So then in this case, you can move with his arm something like this. Then you can go up to about there. It's not bad at all. And then you have classic 1/12 scale joint here. And then when it comes to his legs, then you can do something like this. Moving forward, something like this. If you would be interested how it is with Marv, with moving his leg forward, it's pretty nice, pretty okay. But as I said, with these guys, you don't really want to put them in some dynamic pose, because they haven't been made for such a thing. So yeah, that's Kevin as well. And finally, let's take a closer look at some poses with accessories. Alright, so there you go. Harry, Marv and Kevin with some poses. And as you can see, I was not really able to put them in something dynamic, because these figures just haven't been made for dynamic poses. So you just have to be glad that they are at least able to hold something in their hands. and it's really intricate to get them at least to stand as they are, so you have to be really careful. And yeah, just as I said, just be happy that we are even able to have them in our displays, because I think that a lot of us would agree on the fact that these figures could have been done much better, but having them in this like proportions and with all the mistakes which has been done here, or not having them at all, I prefer have them at least as they are. So yeah, that's all to my review. Thank you guys. If you did like this review and let's call it fake unboxing, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon, and we will see you into the next video.